Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers!
Greetings, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to Spoiler Sleepover, part of the Nerdcast Network. Join your hosts, Jason, Michael, and Rob, as they bring you on a slash-tastic adventure through cinema. Now, enjoy the show. It will be a real scream of a time.
Welcome, ladies and gents, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to the last episode of Movie Music Month with Middleman Mike. Hey, that's me. And your favorite co-host, or host, actually.
Oh, at this point.
Rob.
I am the co-host at this point. You introed that beautifully. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. My first time. I think folks will like it.
Yeah, there you go. It's the first time, but not the last time. It's the last time for this year. We have gotten a lot of extremely positive feedback and input on this new little trial series. And we were just talking before we hit record, and I think that this is going to be a yearly thing. So we're going to do our little season break next year when Jason Michael takes off to camp, and then we'll come back with season 2 or part 2 Electric Music Lou with Mike again. So... And you're going to hear more from Mike before then. Trust me. We've already announced it's going to happen. He's coming back for Sinners. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be awesome. But
can't wait.
This week, the final week, we are talking about a double feature. We're going to be talking about 1977's Suspiria, which I am currently rocking one of my shirts, and 1979's Zombie. And if you heard both of those and you already know the connection, then you yourself are a fan of Italian prog rock, I guess. Because we're going to be focusing on Goblin. Yes, I'm fucking amped. I love Goblin. These guys rip. But before we jump into these two movies, let's jump into a little what's been keeping you up at night. Mike, what has been keeping you up at night?
So, watched a few movies recently. Inception, Limitless, both, in my mind, fantastic movies, right? But the plot behind them of how that mind bend, could it be possible, could it not be possible? Is there an actual drug pill out there that can make you access your entire brain? And could you actually be, a super genius, and just, kind of stare at the wall and go, man, if this was possible, what would I do? If I was Eddie Mora from Limitless, like, what would I do in that scenario? Like, would I run for governor? Would I be president? Or would I just become the most virtuoso guitar player that ever was and retire the voice and just play guitar? Right. So it's those types of things that have been keeping me up at night, just wondering all of the possibilities if there was that secret ingredient that you could actually take.
That's, that sounds a lot like Videodrome, if you ask me.
Little bit.
That's awesome. Have you seen The Butterfly Effect? Speaking of like mind-bending movies.
I have.
Such an underrated film, in my opinion. Especially the fact that there's like 4 different endings to that movie, which are just wild to me.
Yeah.
But that's nuts.
Well, movies like that, Frequency is another one. That was good too. Just all of those movies that just kind of make it seem like, man, if that could be real, like going back in time and and pulling somebody forward and keeping them alive in the past and bringing them forward, like in Avengers Endgame. It was like, there's that one line where they're going back and forth about time travel and if it actually works. Paul Rudd looks at Don Cheadle and goes, "So Back to the Future was just a bunch of shit. Like, it's not even true. Like, that couldn't work." But it's one of those things. Like, if it could, I would love to do it. Just that whole thing.
For like a newer movie that's along the same lines, Lake Cato, I believe it's pronounced Cato. It's on Max. It's on HBO Max. I will say nothing about it, but if you have Max, I highly recommend. I went into it blind because it was like a girl is missing and this guy starts looking for her, and that was pretty much all I got from it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I hit play and I was like, yo, what the fuck? The whole movie. I was just like, this is wild. And I cried a couple times. I am a sensitive man. I cry a lot. But yeah.
Hey, right there with you. Cry at the drop of a hat ever since my girl was born.
That's parent life, dude. It's also being a real man, in my opinion. I think a real man who can actually drop...
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, you just drop the shield and like bear your emotions. That's why the women that we have in our lives love us so much, because we're real.
Well, and not to get off topic, obviously, but I mean, that whole thing, like, I understand men need to be men and protectors and all of that, but there's a side of us that if we don't let it out, it can become very much devastating to your life, and it can break you down. So if you don't talk to somebody, if you don't, like, not to plug or anything here, but over the last 4.5 years with me and the band being together, we've done a lot of work with Sweetser, for mental health, just for all, facets. So men, women, non-binary, just everybody that's going through something. We put on a show every year to help support them and raise money with different bands and everything. And one of my dreams with this band is to do one big night at the Strand Theater right here in Dover. Just all proceeds go to Men's Mental Health Month, just because I think it gets buried under everything else, and just raise money, have a bunch of bands, bunch of well-known bands, just local, like Maddie and the Penders, Amp Peg, us. There's one other band that was huge in the 90s called Heavens to Murgatroyd, and they're awesome. They're a great group of guys, and I think having them headline it with Maddie and the Penders and us and one other band, I think could really do some damage in a good way by raising some money and everything. So sorry, not to go off topic, but I think with both of us being emotional men and can tap into our emotional side, I think it's just important to note that I think there's a lot of positive out there that people can look into. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and that's perfect. We're a very supportive podcast. It's right in our opener. We're a safe space podcast. So no matter what your walk of life is, unless you're alt-right and you are filled with hate on a constant basis, like this isn't the home for you. But if you, wherever you are, if you're living your positive truth and you need help, we have plenty of people that know that they can reach out to us and do. So yeah, that's amazing. What is you said it was Sweetser?
Sweetser. Okay. Yeah. Bear with me just a moment. It is, Sweetser. They're a Maine mental health care provider. I know some people that have gone and actually taken part and used their services and have just come out for the better.
That's amazing.
In dealing with, in my past, some mental health issues after, some personal loss and tragedy. I think it just goes back to support, one another. And especially, like I said before, men's mental health specifically, because I think there is, such a stigma around, men having to go ask for help, and even, just maybe not you, but like a buddy coming to me is even hard. Like, hey, can I pull you aside for a second? I really need to talk to you. Like, there shouldn't be a stigma around it. Like, if you got to talk. And that goes to anybody. Like, just go see, and because I'd rather have you wake me up at 2:00 in the morning needing to talk to somebody versus getting the opposite call saying, hey, we lost somebody today. So I'd rather have it the opposite way. Like, even if you pound on my door, got to talk to you, and bang, 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 bang. It's going to scare the shit out of me because it's that late at night. But at the end of the day, I'd rather turn on the coffee pot, and sit down and have a talk with you, or, and just work through it as best we can than the opposite. So.
I'm right there with you. And I've unfortunately been on the other side where I've gotten that heartbreaking call multiple times. So
same.
Yeah. Find someone to talk to. If you can't, for some reason, if you can't afford a professional, or find the needs to get to one, Google exists. Type in your state, type in mental health safety. There's 1,000 different ways, but if you're in the Maine, New Hampshire area, Sweetser seems to be a really good outlet for that. And again, if you can't afford any of that stuff and you're listening right now, you know how to get in touch with me. You know how to get in touch with Jason Michael. You know how to get in touch with Middleman now. And if you just want to talk to Mike directly, just be like, hey, Mike, is there a way I can chat with you? We're here. You're not alone. You are wanted and loved. And it's okay to drop the shield and cry and just, So as a good little middle area here to talk, and just we go off topic constantly, and it's really nice to know that we're a really good safe spot for that, and for people to just be open and be their true self. Well, let's go into what's been keeping me up at night. A little mine is stacked. So boy, howdy, is it stacked. So I have been watching Alien Earth, which just came out. It's the first Alien TV show based off of the movies.
That's right.
And I don't know how I feel about it. It's cool to see xenomorphs on TV. They are practical. Thank fucking God. I was really worried they were going to CGI it, but nope, it's somebody in a suit, which I'm all for. But they've done a lot of different things, adding new lore that I'm like not 100% behind just yet, but also
just because of all the movies that there've been with all the history. And
it's the weird thing is this takes place before the first Alien movie, like the original Alien film in 79.
Interesting.
I believe that's one that came out 78 or 79. So, and it takes place on Earth, which is also, I guess, the way they're getting away and around some of this is none of the movies have taken place on Earth yet. So, but placing the xenomorphs on Earth just seems off to me, because it's like, all right, maybe the Nostromo, which was the ship from the original movie, was that's the first time we witnessed on screen. Maybe they didn't know about the fact that they were on Earth. Who knows? It's just they've added things that have thrown me. And I've just chatted with one of my tattoo artists. She's a huge fan of the Alien series as well, and she's on board with me. She was like, I don't fucking know about some of this stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm a little, I don't know, but there's only 3 episodes out currently, so there's I have been watching King of the Hill because it's back. Everyone's all grown up. Bobby runs a restaurant and stuff. It's King of the Hill. Not much has changed except for everyone's age. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Wednesday season 2, which is only 4 episodes long, which is strange to me.
Okay.
It's all right. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. The first season was okay as well. I enjoyed it for what it was. And this one, I'm like, all right. And then finally, I binged watched the latest season of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds in one sitting. And it was fantastic. I'm a Trekkie, so it just filled my Trekkie heart. I was like, this is great, and it's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. But so that is what's been keeping us up at night. Let us know what mind-bending movies you like to watch. Let me know what your thoughts are on Alien Earth. I need to know if other people are behind me on the added stuff that just seems off to me. Well, let's jump into our squirrely little things going in and out of our ear holes and sometimes our nostrils. Our earworms. Mike, is there anything you've been listening to this week?
So last night we played Chop Shop over in Seabrook, New Hampshire, and had the privilege of opening up with a cover band, or not even a cover band. They're a tribute band out of Los Angeles, California, called Motley 2. They're a Motley Crue tribute band, and they were very good. The guy that is doing Vince's part, looks like, no offense to him, but he looks like Vince now trying to be Vince then. But his vocal range and everything was Vince Neil. It was incredible to hear just what he was doing. The bass player and drummer were awesome. They filled the parts very well, and there's going to be some video up on Middleman's Facebook page and Instagram page coming a little bit later today.
Oh, nice.
But they were awesome. So obviously a lot of Motley Crue, just to be able to talk with the guys as well, just about what they're doing, their set list and all of that. But have actually been diving into a lot of Dirty Honey, another band that's actually from Los Angeles. They're a band that opened up for Mammoth in last year's tour, which was awesome. Mark LaBelle, who's their singer, frontman, is awesome. It's like a Led Zeppelin, Greta Van Fleet type feel, I guess is what you would say. They're really good. If you haven't heard them, go and listen to them. They're a very fun band, and they're an American rock band is what they are. I'm supporting
you are.
Their shirt. Not that anybody will be able to see it, but they're awesome. I mean, great group of guys. My lead guitarist, Travis Barrios, is a big fan of their lead guitarist, John Nato, who is fucking fantastic. I mean, the whole band is just phenomenal. And so listening to them, Rolling Sevens is probably my favorite song that they do. California Dreamin' is another one that I have constantly on my Spotify. But all of them, Mark, John, Corey, Justin, I mean, they're fantastic group of
That's
guys.
awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely give them a listen. I'm not the biggest fan of Greta Van Fleet, just because they sound like they literally sound like them.
They sound just like a younger version of Led Zeppelin. I mean, there's a video on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Robert Plant talking in an interview about Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, yeah, they're good for what they do. But if you listen carefully, I think the lead singer stole something from a certain band from the 70s. And he just he smirks about it, and it's just it's funny how he talks about them, because even he can, they're great, but if you listen, it's Led Zeppelin. I mean, there's nothing that splits them from the others. No. So they're original, they're Greta Van Fleet, but they're Led Zeppelin tribute band at the end.
100%. Well, that's awesome. So, I'll check out Dirty Honey for sure. Because I've been listening to the last band you brought up that's local.
Oh, that I brought up?
Seaskill. That's right. Yeah, I listened to everything they had, and I was like, there were like two songs that I was like, I wasn't digging at all, but everything else I really enjoyed. I was like, this is wild shit. This is good.
And I had just caught them up at the Meadowbrook on the Hazy stage.
That's
we
awesome.
Went to go see me and my best friend went up and saw Slipknot and they had a band from Germany and another band that went on before them. So those three bands went on the big stage. But as you're walking in, just getting beers, getting souvenirs, doing whatever, they were on the hazy stage and they were rocking out. I mean, I don't know if they had a lot of material at that time or if they didn't want to do a lot of material. But obviously, I have a lot of gray hair for 35.
Look at you talking.
The lead singer. Yeah, right. The lead singer of Seedskill looks exactly like that. Mm-hmm. He's salt and pepper up top, but I mean, the way that he moves and can sing and just that whole genre just was awesome.
Yeah, so, I started graying in my teens, so I've been rocking this for a long time. The beard started a few years ago, and I'm like, no, not the beard.
Yeah, the beard's coming in now. Yep, that was the last thing that was. Well, I'll keep it PG for the folks at home, but it was the last thing that went gray. Yeah. So
I still haven't gotten there yet. Thank God.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like chest hair, everything else.
Wow, that's wild. My earworms. I'm going to jump over the first two just real quick. I've been listening to Coheed and Cambria. No surprise to listeners out there. And Taking Back Sunday because I'm going to see them again next week. I'm super excited. More excitingly, Signs of the Swarm released their new album. Finally, it is called To Rid Myself of Truth. And it is a hard-hitting album. I mean, all of their stuff has been hard-hitting, but this is an album I've been waiting for. They've released a track here, a track there, and they've just slowly been doing it, and then I literally set a timer. I was like, I can't wait, and it dropped. And I've listened to it 4 times straight through now, and it's so damn good. The listeners know I like Signs of the Swarm, so it's an intense album. It's so freaking good. So for all of you hardcore fans out there, if you haven't already listened to Signs of the Swarm, please go listen to Signs of the Swarm. This album is so dang good. And I'm seeing them in a couple months too. So I'm forgetting to see them. This will be my second time seeing them. This will be a good one. But yes, those are our earworms. Let us know if you've heard of Dirty Honey, if you're going to listen to them. If you have listened to them, let us know your thoughts. If you're going to be at the Coheed show coming up soon, let me know that you're going to be in Boston and come find me. I will be with my brother. We'll be hanging out and singing our lungs out. I'm going to have no voice on Monday. That's for sure. Yeah. So, yep. And Signs of the Swarm. Listen, enjoy, love it. And now we're going to jump into talking about Goblin. Yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
So good. So, Goblin, an Italian prog rock band. I want to start this off with a little factoids about Goblin before we jump into Suspiria. So Goblin was formed in 1972 under the name of Oliver. They stuck with the single name for a while. But that didn't last too long. They only rocked that name for about 3 years. By 1975, they had signed to a record label, and the record label, without warning, just changed their band name to the Cherry 5. Sounds like a jazz band or like a funk and soul band or something.
Yeah, David Clark 5, Cherry 5, like crazy.
There was no warning. They recorded an album, released the album. They saw the album. They said, "Who the fuck is the Cherry 5?" They're like, "Oh, that's you." And they were like, "No, the fuck we're not." What are you talking about? We're Oliver. But that didn't last for too long because the same year they ended up attempted to write a score, their first one ever, for Argento, who wrote and directed Suspiria. And it didn't really go over all that well initially. They tried again. They were given a single day to rewrite this score. And in doing thusly, they changed their name to Goblin. And it's never changed since. That was pretty much how that started, which is just wild to me. But since then, they have written about and over 15 scores. They've done scores for 15 different movies, and they are known for what they do as this dark prog band that loves to work and make just honestly gorgeous scores for foreign horror. And they've worked with Argento a fuck ton. It's one of those, you find that partnership and it works, and you're able to like speak that language. Like, oh, this is visual is my language, and then music is my language, and our languages are talking to each other. Just works really well. And honestly, I think out of all of them, Suspiria is my personal favorite. And once we get into this a little bit more, I'll tell you really, like, aside from the fact that I love what it sounds like, there's a little bit of information about the score that's kind of blow your mind a bit. You're going to be like, wait, what? Because, yeah.
Okay.
But, so before we start really going in about Goblin, this was your first watch of Suspiria.
Yep.
I'm assuming confusion was probably at the forefront of your initial watch. You were probably like, the fuck is happening right
now? A little bit, but I will say, out of all the movies, Rob, that you've given me, this is probably the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Just overall movie score. I know we'll rate it later. But I think just overall the visual representation of it, the soundtrack to go along with it, the story behind the film in itself, just I think made a really good movie. And so not being, a horror buff, which I didn't like. Yeah, just the concept, which is all of that. Like it's horror, but I felt more of a thriller vibe, and maybe that's because of the score behind it and the music and how it made me feel. But it was definitely more on that side than what you would deem, I guess, like a typical horror movie, at least in my mind. So definitely an enjoyable watch for sure.
Good. I told you, I said, I have a feeling this last episode, one of these two movies is going to resonate with you. That is, so Argento is known for a type of film called giallo. Giallo films are kind of based off of this old murder mystery book style. They were like these tiny little paperbacks you'd pick up. They were always yellow, so you knew what you were buying.
Yep.
And the killer's always revealed at the end of the books. You never really get to see what they're doing until like the after effects. Argento really found a way to take those books and turn them into film. And Argento's actually in this movie. He's in almost every single one of his movies. So the opening kill that we see, the hand that appears from the side of the screen, that is Argento. And
oh, really?
So almost all of his movies, that's the same thing you'll see all the time. You never really fully see the killer. It's always a hand coming on screen with a knife or some sort of implement for killing. And it's 9 times out of 10, it is gloved because it's the best way to hide whether it's a male hand or a female hand. And it's always Argento. He loves to put his hand on screen. So if you watch any multiple Argento movies back to back, you're like, wait a second, that's the same fucking hand, isn't it? But yeah, these are the giallo style. It's labeled as horror, but it's really just a murder mystery. Almost every single one of his films are murder mysteries. So if you like a good mystery with a little taste of, I struggle to call this gore. Most of his movies I struggle to call, because nobody bleeds crayon red. Like it just it doesn't happen. But this is, nail on head, man. I love this movie. I'm rocking the shirt right now. Like I love this movie for so many different reasons. Vibrant colors, the vibrant music on top of it, and the general confusion that the movie sets from the minute the movie starts. You're just like, what in the fuck is going on right now? And it isn't until you hit that midpoint in the movie where one of the supporting characters says, do you believe in witches? And you're like, shit. Like, how did I not put this together yet? And every time I watch it, I just go, I feel like if you love a movie enough, you may remember it as much as you possibly can, but there's always going to be an element that your brain chooses to suppress so you can have that excited moment every time. And that's the one time, every time I'm like, oh yeah, witches. I like witches. This is good stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I mean, just the whole, obviously it's my first time seeing that film, so that excitement, that overall general feel of watching that movie for the first time just pulls you right in. So
man, I'm so amped this is the one you liked too, because I was just like, oh man, that makes me super happy. You could obviously tell, I mean, 77, it's an older film, but there was overdubbing with the voices, which is a normal thing for Argento, and our second film, Zombie, that we're going to be talking about by Felucci. They do a lot of overdubbing. It's just they have actors from different countries speaking different languages, and it just makes it a lot easier for them to dub over afterwards. But for Suspiria, there was a bigger reason for this. And it's the fact that the score was already done, and Argento wanted to set the mood for the actors even deeper. And so what he did was he set up speakers on set, and while they were shooting, the score was playing. So all of the actors are playing their part with the music being blasted at them. So there are a lot of these moments, these tense moments where the camera pulls in close to our main actress and she seems terrified, and the music is crescendoing and it's getting larger and larger and larger. And she's able to, in unison, she's reacting perfectly with the rise of the music. It's so cool. Just, nobody does this anymore. No, I don't think anyone did it after other than him, because it's an asinine thing to do, but it worked so well, and with such an amazing, just unbelievable score. It's haunting. Like, there's no other real way to say, like, it's haunting, and it's witchy. Like, it genuinely is witchy, like, for lack of better terms.
Well, so you were going into how the music, and it's, well, you use the term, it's witchy, it's horrifying, it's that, and my just general thought was, Goblin, to their credit, it pulls you into the nightmare that's unfolding on the screen.
100%.
Right. Versus, it's not an adaptation, but it's the newer version, right? Wasn't there?
Yeah, it's a reboot. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, versus that, like, which is more of your typical, it's pulling you into like a dreamlike feel, and it's just all of that. Whereas Goblin's just, nope, I'm going to pull you into this nightmare with me, and you're going to go for the ride, and you're going to be scared. You're going to feel all of this. And, it's crazy how it does that, because you get sucked right into it. Especially, again, first timer. You're going to hear this a lot, folks that are listening. First time. But it's exactly that. Like, it was just a full on nightmare feel. Like, am I going to wake up from this? Am I not? So yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, the opening of the movie, our main character showing up at a train station, and we get these moments where the main theme cuts in and out, where it's almost foreshadowing the pending doom. And it just nail on head, the minute she walks out of the station, it's torrential downpour, which is never a good thing in a horror movie. You're just like, oh yeah, no. this is starting at night in the rain. The music's already telling you shit's about to go south. And then you're just smacked in the face with a mystery right out the gate too. She gets gets to the school where she's been brought in to be taught ballet. She's an amazing ballerina as is. And there's a mystery woman who is screaming over the music and the storm and everything else, and she just does not understand what she's saying, and we're just immediately thrusted into a double homicide, and you're just like, dude, what in the fuck? Would you calm down? Like, no, I just, the music could not be better. Goblin killed it, pun intended, with this one. It just is, it's a perfect score. I mean, start to finish. This is a score I've been trying to get on record, like on vinyl, for a long time. And they have released it a few times, but the price tag was like one of those, I don't know. $85 is a lot for a record, but it's a fucking gorgeous score. It's just unbelievable how beautiful it is for something that's so terrifying at the same time. But aside from that, I mean, the visual side of things, were you, knowing I sent you to a horror movie to watch, were you shocked by how bright it was?
Not shocked. You know, I think I gravitate more towards that being more vibrant and being more colorful than, like we had talked on for maybe first episode or second episode when we were talking about Sinners, and how I didn't like their portrayal of blood, and how it was just kind of like that hokey, to me, feel for it, where this was right up my alley. Like, okay, this is what I think it should look like.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh man. Now you have so many Argento films that you can watch now. Now that you may have found your niche, you'd be that guy. You're like, yes, I only like foreign horror.
Maybe that's true.
I mean, down for it. Watch The Bird with the Crystal Plumage next. I love that movie. That is, when it comes down to him, it's Suspiria, then The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. That movie is as equally as unhinged and just gorgeous as well. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. I'm just over here just plugging Italian horror. Oh man. So seeing as we are covering 2 movies, I say let's score them in between instead of just waiting to the end.
Okay.
So we're gonna score. This was something you added this. So we're gonna score the film, and then we're gonna score the score, a score, if you will. You don't have
Sweet.
to. The score is terrible.
No, I'll score. I don't mind that.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, getting stuck in a pile of random metal spools, what would you give Suspiria the movie?
The movie itself, best movie I've ever seen to not the best movie I've ever seen. I'd probably give it 8.5.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That dude.
Yeah, it was
wild.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good.
I'm right there with you. 8.5, 9. I mean, I'm literally rocking the shirt right now. I fucking love this movie. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you were going to give it higher.
Yeah.
Honestly, with the shirt on, I was like, oh, he's going 9.5. 10.
I have some horror shirts downstairs, like that I don't, some of those movies I'd probably give a 5, but the shirts are just fucking dope, so I have them. But so the score, what's your score?
I mean, I think Goblin crushed it. I think the whole score of the film was awesome. I'd probably give it a 9.5.
Wow. All right. I mean, it is a solid 10
I think it was
for me.
that good.
Yeah, 10 for me.
Yeah.
Again, if I was willing to drop almost $90 on a record, I'd freaking have it. It's just the money. I don't want to drop $90 on a record. That's just a wild amount of money. It's beautiful. It is on. Actually, I should post it now that I'm about to mention it. I have a Halloween playlist that I've made on Spotify, and there's some of the music from Suspiria on there, just because it's so dang good. Now, I will say the reboot that they did is not a bad film. It is a good movie as a whole, but I have a bit of a problem trying to get behind Tom York doing the soundtrack and score for that. I like Radiohead, don't get me wrong, but he's just not, I don't know, he's not the vibe.
Yeah.
And it's
well, and I haven't seen that one, so I can't say yes or no either way.
It is on Prime, so it's a Prime exclusive. Amazon did it. I've seen it once. I've listened to the soundtrack back because I do like Radiohead. It's strange because he Tom Yorks it the hell up. He oohs and ahs and sings, and it kind of pulls away from, at least for me. I know it works for other people. I know a few people. There's there's another podcast. They stand behind it because they're huge Radiohead fans. But yeah, so go check that one out. If you haven't seen Suspiria, the original from 1977, you're missing out. Take the time, sit down, enjoy it. It's a beautiful film. So there's our scores. Let us know what your scores are for Suspiria. If you have seen this, we really want to know. We want to know what you think about Goblin. Speaking of Goblin, let's jump into 1979's Zombie, aka Dawn of the Dead, but not that Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero. Rest in peace. We love George A. Romero. No, we're talking about Zombie with an I, no E, from Lucio Fulci. This is a unofficial follow-up to George A. Romero's previous zombie film, but not. It's so out there. It's just an odd film, and Goblin kind of phoned it in a bit for this one, but for all of the right reasons, in my opinion. What were your thoughts on your first watch of Zombie? And the smirk already is saying a lot. Such an unhinged film.
Yeah. So I think you hit it right on the head there. Definitely unhinged. Not something I was expecting, especially for a 1977.
79.
Film, or just 70s. Yeah, 70s film in general. So I think you'll know my score later on. Between the two, definitely Suspiria over. I mean, it's definitely night and day in the grand scales for me. Not a terrible watch, okay, but I think definitely unhinged and probably my last watch, if I'm being honest. My first and last watch, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's a strange film for sure. It is exploitation at its finest for the 70s. It is Fulci, that's kind of his wheelhouse. He's just like, oh, so here's this kind of gross thing done the best we can, and here's boobs. And you're like, oh, great, cool, thanks. That was not completely necessary, but alrighty. So
I won't even say it. No, we'll leave that alone. I was going to say, I mean, anytime you throw something like that in there, like it's going to boost the movie a little 100%. Bit just because you're not expecting it, and it's like a happy surprise. But I agree. Like, that's okay. Thank you, but no, thank you.
It's I do appreciate this film for going a different direction than what zombie movies, there weren't a lot out at the time, were already doing. This one really focused on the attempt of a cure. Like, how do we solve this problem? And I know for a fact that that's the reason most people don't like this movie. It's not the movie itself, it's the content of the film, where they're like, we're on an island the whole time just focusing on finding that's what this movie is. You're like, pretty much, yeah. Like there's a zombie fights a shark. I mean, that should be a sell point in itself. Which is a completely wild scene in general, but also very cool. The Goblin, like I had already stated, Goblin really phoned it in, I feel, for this one, but not in a bad way. They phoned it in the best way possible. The music itself feels very like almost tribal. It has this very like, yes, we're in the ocean. Yes, this is an island.
Yep.
But shit is bad. Like no nonstop shit is bad. And the music never gives you this moment of like, hey, this is the part where you're feeling a little up. Like, no, the entire time, even moments where there isn't craziness happening, you're just like, all right, when's the other shoe going to drop?
Yeah. With you'd said it, but I think you said tribal. Mm-hmm. I think I would use the maybe groovy as much as it's just kind of got that funk like that. Nobody can see me at home, but I'm making hand gestures. But it's got that funk, that upbeat, that menacing undertone. Just there's a groove to it, which I wasn't expecting at all. So to have that happen, maybe that's another reason why I'm not a big fan of the movie, because I'm looking for dark and just terrify me, and this didn't feel that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think it fits really well, but I think it fits almost too well, if that's possible. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, it's still an amazing score. Goblin has never, in my personal opinion, Goblin has never done a bad score. That's why they've done so many. They shift and adapt to the film itself instead of, I think I brought it up a few episodes back with people like Danny Elfman. You know what to expect with a Danny Elfman. You know what you're going to be hearing. It's a lot of oohs and ahs and like strings slowly building and, random friggin' odd instruments here and there, probably a theremin at one point. But with Goblin, they see the movie, they see the feel, they see the environment, and they score it to that, which is just unbelievable. I mean, Suspiria, they made music that your brain can see witches existing in. With this one,
correct.
With Zombie, they made music that you can see a zombie fighting a shark to. Like,
yeah, right.
You can see this insane uprising of zombies coming out of the ground, people being wrapped in bed sheets and shot in the head. Like it's insanity at its finest. Right. Goblin really just knows what the fuck they're doing. Like, for lack of better phrasing, they really take care of what they're making so that they can even elevate a movie like Zombie to make you go, well, I'll keep watching it, I guess.
Well, in each, I feel like each, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like each scene varies, and I guess it's with any movie, right? You have to build it up, you have to slow it down, there are parts in between, but it was like every time there was a zombie attack, it's going to be that fast-paced, that groove, that funky type of music that they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the more quiet and eerie scenes, it's going to be those droning synths. It's going to be the synthesizer that kind of builds, and it's going to come up, and it's going to be dark and ominous. And then in that final sequence, it's just going to all be just slow, that pacing, that ambient type of sound where, this it fits.
Oh yeah,
to the movie.
And that's something I really do enjoy about this score too, is that with Suspiria, as beautiful as it is, there's, a repeating constant like feel, tone to all of the songs in it. Like, we have obviously the main theme that we hear constantly from the minute the movie starts to the minute the movie ends. But with Zombie, each scene, it almost feels like has its own score. Like, each scene has its own song that goes with it, and they build on each other too. I mean, we've got those insane heavy drumming moments. From one scene to the next scene, there's nothing other than like just some slight strings, and then we go another scene in, and the strings and drums exist together. Is just They built the suspense by building the music itself and building upon the previous piece that they had just composed. Correct. And I think honestly, it's amazing and it's ingenious. That's why Goblin kicks ass, man. Goblin's so fucking good. That's why I really was like, I'm kind of glad. Insider look for you suckers out there. I had asked Mike which movies he wanted to do each week. And he was like, well, what do the listeners want to hear? And I was just like, they don't know what the fuck's happening. They won't know until the episode's out. So, but it was almost a repeated, like, why don't we save this double feature for the last episode? Like, this is OG horror. Let's save it for the last one. And I'm glad we did, because score wise, I think this is not even just score wise, band wise, Goblin is horror royalty. They've been in the game for so damn long, and they've done so much, and you cannot, and I'll fight anyone on this, you cannot shoehorn them into a single sound, because they adapt, and they're straight up a prog rock band that has some intense metal influences to their sound. They're just unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think, with the last two movies that we did, just kind of having that cohesive, it's one band that's scoring both films, and you kind of get a different side of both films. You get the that groovy funk in this one, you get the dark and very scary nightmare feel type of music and synth, and the distorted guitars, and it's awesome. I think Goblin in the first one in Suspiria, and then you have Zombie over here. They just honestly we'll score it. We'll score later on Zombie. But I think, for the overall score itself, it's just I said it before in a previous episode, but I think if it was anybody else that scored the film, I would have turned it off. Yeah. Because I just think that, again, it's a score that made the film better than, to me, what it was.
100%. Yeah, I completely agree. And that was why I chose these two, because Goblin, like I stated, Goblin's done like over 15 movies scores. But the scores for these two, I love both of these movies. I think they're both great. Zombie is just a wild ride. It's one of those, I'll put this on if I want to shut my brain off and just watch senseless randomness, just with some great music behind it. But I chose them specifically because the scores are so wildly different, to give you as a first-time viewer, first-time listener, like a range, so that you would go on this ride. Now, did you watch Suspiria first, or did you watch Zombie first?
No, I watched Suspiria first.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
and
if you would watch Zombie first, you'd be like, what the fuck? What did they do in 2 years? Like, wow.
Yeah. I think I'm glad I watched it that way. Just not for a letdown by any means, but I think I saw, the best of the two films, which I was happy about.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Well, speaking of scores, on a scale of 1 to 10 for the movie, how many shooting sheet wrapped zombies in the head would you give Zombie from 1979?
Probably a 5, if I'm being honest.
That's fair. Yeah, makes complete sense. It's a little higher for me. I'm giving this 7.5. I do enjoy this movie just because, I mean, again, I sound like I'm beating a dead horse. A zombie fights a fucking shark. You don't get that every day, man. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's wildness. Again, for our score, I have to write this down for the next season of this, so we can just call it the score. But for the score for Goblin's Zombie score, what do you give this?
Probably 7.5, 8.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm right there. 7. I was leaning towards a 7, so I'll stick to a 7. It works, but it's no damn Suspiria, man. Like, it's
no.
It's still just so beautiful. Well, with all that being said, let us know what your thoughts are on Zombie. Let us know what you think about Goblin's score for this one in comparison. I mean, obviously, I think if anyone comes to us and says, no, the score for Zombie is better than Suspiria, I mean, it must suck to suck. You're wrong. But
that's right.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Like, this has been an unbelievable amount of fun. The suckers have spoken. They want Movie Music Month with Middleman Mike to happen again. We will be hearing Mike come back for our Sinners chat. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about the music. But next season, can't even say year, next season, we will be doing season 2 or part 2. We'll figure out what to call it of this again. We're going to be doing it again. I got a really good read on what you do and don't like so that I can formulate a better list for not scar you again. Like, here, we're just going to do nothing but body horror. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, God. Yeah, Rob, I think I'm sick that day. I can't.
It's a whole month. Yeah, I'm sick all month, man. I'm sorry.
I'm sick all month. I can't watch these movies. I'm so sorry.
Well, before we go, Mike, please let everyone know where they can find Middleman. I've been plugging it every episode so far.
Yeah. So anybody that's listening to this, make sure you go and like us on Facebook, Instagram. We do have a very basic Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days. It is out there. Our handle is going to be at @middleman_the band 22. There is going to be a website coming shortly, so that will be the main place where you can find us. It's going to be very user friendly. Just we found it's simple, stupid. Okay, so we're going to make it easy for everybody to find us. There are going to be new content that's coming out as well, along with probably a video package from Middleman, just to post on our website, our Facebook, our Instagrams, just so that you can see a little bit what we do, just a bigger digital footprint out there for venues. But make sure you go like, and I'm not going to tell you to subscribe or anything like that, but go like us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, again, at @middleman_the band 22. We only have a few more dates left this year. We will be playing, I feel like this is the right time to plug it. We are playing at Eastside Tavern over in Rochester for their Halloween night. So it's on Halloween. It's the 31st of October. We will be there. We'll be playing. We'll be dressed up in our costumes and just looking to rock out. So not going to spoil anything, even though this is spoiler sleepover. We will have some costumes on. So make sure you come and say hi to the band. Let us know where you're from, how you found us. And if you mention spoiler sleepover, we'll give a big shout out for the night and hope to see you guys there.
Hell yeah. If you happen to go to any of Middleman's shows to get a picture, post it, tag us, send it to us. If you don't want to post it, we'll post it. But yes, please, we are a podcast supporting. We are a local New England, New Hampshire podcast supporting other New Hampshire, New England, everything, bands, companies. You'll be very soon be seeing some posts for a local coffee company coming from me. We're doing everything we can to support, and we also enjoy the support coming in return. We're not looking for anything other than just getting the word out. We have a platform. We're going to fucking use it. So please go support Middleman in any way, in every way you possibly can. Do you have merch online yet that people can buy? Or is it only at shows currently?
So we don't have merch online yet. That's a bigger thing with the website. So we don't have anything, but if you want merch, if you've seen it, we have the first original shirt with our Middleman logo on it with the 5 guys. Then we have new merch that's out right now with our just M&M logo, not M&M the candy, not M&M the rapper, but M&M. So Middleman, that kind of looks like one of our guys on there. So it's on our hats, it's on our new shirt. So you can get the retro if you would call it the first official Middleman shirt or the new version. But you can message us on Facebook, Instagram. Let us know. Shirts are $20. Hats are $30. So if you want and support, can definitely reach out to us on either platform, and we'll make sure that you get one. And we do mail them out. We can do Venmo as well. So if you want it, we'll make sure that you get it down in the DMs.
That's awesome. Yeah, and if you want to know what the OG shirt looks like, go watch, I think, most of Jason Michael's drum videos. He is rocking the shirt in most of those videos. So, yes, Mike, thank you again so much for doing this. This went from just a wild idea to something that is more than I could have imagined. This was so much fun, like genuinely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Gave me an opportunity to like really focus deeper into the music again that I haven't done in a long time, but the suckers like it. So hope we'll be doing this again. This is gonna be great. And you guys will hear from Mike more.
I enjoyed it, Rob, and, getting to know you and get a peek inside, who you are outside of everything that we do. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it and look forward to speaking with Jason Michael as well, and really breaking down that Sinners movie. And I appreciate both of you for what you're doing and supporting local and everything. So I look forward, suckers, be prepared, because I'm coming back. So.
Yeah.
My name is Middleman Mike, and to all you suckers out there, sleep tight,
suckers. All right. Go watch movies and listen to music.
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers!